Stanley.
Es geht um einen Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So, und wir durften auch...
One day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever
Uns fehlt der Untertitel.
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So, wir sollen jetzt aufstehen und aus dem Office gehen. Ich gucke nochmal kurz in die Optionen, ob wir einen Untertitel haben.
Ja.
Alle oder Dialoge?
Ach, alle.
So, wir sind jetzt Stanley. Wir sind gerade von unserem Stuhl aufgestanden. Nochmal zur Zusammenfassung. Wir sind Stanley, arbeiten in Zimmer 427. Jeden Tag, jeden Zeit und kriegen von unserem PC Anweisungen, was wir machen sollen. Und wenn wir das nicht machen, dann ist ja. Und heute steht hier nichts. Gar nichts. Überhaupt nicht. Keine Aufgabe. Ich weiß nicht, was wir machen sollen. Unser Leben ist irgendwie komisch. Ich weiß auch nicht, ob ich hier irgendwas anklicken kann, weil ich habe keinen... Ruckeln wir?
Ja.
Wir ruckeln?
Wir ruckeln.
43.
Mhm.
Jetzt ruckeln wir nicht mehr. Okay, also wir lassen das wirklich mit den Aufnahmen. Das ist jetzt. Okay. Mit der linken Maustaste können wir Geräusche machen. Wir können nicht ins Hinsetzen, wir können nicht telefonieren. Wir gucken mal raus. Wir gehen aus unserem Zimmer heraus.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wo könnten sie bloß
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vielleicht haben wir eine Nachricht verpasst. Also wir gucken natürlich nach.
Da ist noch ein PC an.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay.
Tot.
Jetzt ist der aus. Also die haben wir gerade ausgemacht, ja, aber wegen Stromsparen, ihr wisst ja, ne? Bundesregierung so. Hm?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Das ist schön.
Tut.
Es wird halt alles angetatscht. Mann, ist es hell draußen. Sparen.
Die ganzen Papiere, die da auf dem Boden liegen.
Das Schlimme ist, so sieht es wirklich bei einem meiner Mitarbeiter so aus. Alles, was der fertig erledigt hat, wirft er auf den Fußboden und räumt es später weg. Username Access, okay. Ich finde es gut, dass er das halt wirklich umweltbewusst alles ausmacht.
Wir können anscheinend auch keine Türen betätigen.
Ne, wir können nur.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Sehr nett. weiß auch nicht, ob noch irgendwelche Horroraspekte kommen. Aber war mir nicht bekannt. Eine Schwingtür. Wir konnten was benutzen.
Touch. Touch. Alles anfassen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nein.
Doch.
Und bestimmt gleich die Beschwerde, sollte links gehen.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ich glaube, der wollte genau, dass wir diesen Fehler machen, oder?
Wir vor allem. Ich
Ja,
habe
klar,
noch
wir.
gesagt, es geht nach links.
Ja, aber ich wollte doch nicht nach links reingehen. Wenn er sagt, wir sollen nach links gehen, ich halte mich doch nie an Regeln. Ich bin ein Rebell.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Komm einfach alles ein. Okay.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ja.
Kannst du an den Automaten.
At this
Nee.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Kaffee ist auch keiner da.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Und zur Story zu kommen. Steht da ein Stuhl ganz alleine. Das ist nicht der Meetingraum, ne?
Nee, du sollst ja nach links.
Nö. Willst du da rein?
Es hieß,
Ja.
man geht nach links.
Er erzählt uns ja unsere Geschichte, aber ich will ihn ja verarschen. Ich will ja, komm, ich will den triggern. Ich will den triggern, dass er uns was erzählt.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Wir kommen bestimmt anders vielleicht zu. Aber klar. Warum ein Chipcard? Unten steht ein Auto. Es scheinen noch Menschen hier zu sein. Penalty for Mission Cargo Lift. Entschuldigung.
Nicht runterspringen.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Penalty for Mission Cargo, Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. 5000. Wir kommen aber nur dahin, ne?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Meine Sie?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oder hätten runterspringen können, als er vorbeifuhr?
Nein, das machen wir jetzt nicht. Irgendwie erinnert mich das gerade übelst an Talos.
Das ist richtig, nur wir haben ja kein Rätsel. Und wir ärgern den Sprecher.
Ja, so wie bei Talos.
Ich finde das ja gut, den zu ärgern. Guck mal, jetzt sind wir wieder in der Halle, so das aussieht, die wir uns vorhin angeguckt haben. Auraraum. Ihr seht ja, wie schwarz schon drin ist.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Das
That
wusste ich.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Das habe ich
You
Spaß
actually
gemacht.
chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Ich auch nicht.
Double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack and crack."
Okay. Practice. Ein sehr interessantes, verwirrendes Spiel.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the
Ach, ich hätte was
best
zu machen
part
sollen.
to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Theoretisch muss man einen zweiten Durchgang noch machen, wo wir es perfekt spielen. So, das machen wir es
You may
sagt.
have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Gibt es den anderen Ausgang?
Du legst es aber auch drauf
Aber
an.
volle Kanne. Ich bin jetzt voll getriggert bei dem Spiel. Ich will jetzt voll... Vielleicht geht es ja auch darum. Es gibt nur den einen Ausgang. Wir müssen. Oder? Ist hier noch was? Da steht doch nicht umsonst Exits in die Richtung.
Kannst du vielleicht
Da
hier
ist
in
ein
den...
die ganze Karte ist ja durcheinander verschoben. Was kann ich?
Hier links? Kannst du in den rein?
Nee.
Achso, weil der relativ frei stand. Oder du machst die Tür einfach zu. Geht das? Nee.
Das wäre jetzt auch schlau gewesen, aber nein. Wir folgen ihm mal. Gut, wir sind wieder im Raum von eben.
Jetzt gehen wir bestimmt zurück. Ja.
Wollen wir es jetzt... Hier steht ein Sound drumherum.
Du hättest
Wir hätten
tatsächlich runterspringen können.
Aber wir können auch nach vorne runterspringen. Nein, kann man
Now
nicht.
that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place
Voll gemein.
is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Gut, wir werden hier jetzt wahrscheinlich... Siehst du, wir hätten... War vielleicht doch richtig, das so zu machen. Das ist cool. Aber ich würde fast nur mich reizen, noch so einen Durchgang, wo du halt wirklich nur das machst, was er sagt. Ohne viel Tamtam.
Ich denke mal, die werden dir jetzt keine Auswahlmöglichkeiten mehr lassen.
Er wird sehr stringent sein, denke ich mal auch.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Wollen wir noch ein bisschen warten? Er hat sich vorhin auch aufgeregt, dass wir so lange hier waren. Na gut, hier kommt aber scheinbar nichts. Wir vorhin haben wir nicht so lange gebraucht. Oh Gott. Können wir in die ganzen Zimmer rein und looten?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ziehst du es jetzt nochmal durch?
Wollen wir es? Wollen wir es ausprobieren? Wollen wir nochmal rechts gehen?
Ja.
Komm, wir probieren es nochmal. Habe ich mich umgedreht, ja?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Was ist das für ein Game?
Es hat sich noch mehr alles verschoben.
Ja, okay, jetzt wiegt uns. Merkt das schon.
Ja, weil sonst verschiebt sich alles.
Ja gut.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage?
Geil.
It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Nein.
I have to.
Nein.
I have to.
jetzt kommt der Horror-Part. Wäre jetzt lustig, wenn das Spiel wirklich ausgehen würde, wie wir hätten im Windows stehen.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on
Du hast gerade
it. I
gespoilert.
tried so hard.
Was ist jetzt los?
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ja.
Ich fand das jetzt gerade komisch, dass wir wieder zurückgeschleudert wurden.
Ja, das ganze Ding nochmal zurückgesetzt wahrscheinlich. Deswegen.
Komm, geh nach links.
Okay, wir gehen nach links. Sicher?
Ja, dann mach.
Komm.
Weil du einfach so ein Rebell
No!
bist.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Okay, das ist... Was? Nee, er hat schon wieder abgebrochen.
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
Okay, wir müssen hier
and
wiederholen.
always putting the story
Oh, wobei, der hat uns
first.
relativ
I'm
schnell
quite
jetzt
sure you'll be
weggeknallt.
up to the
Probier's
task.
nochmal.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Mal gucken, ob das jetzt nochmal passiert.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Genau. Okay, er setzt uns automatisch zurück.
Just behave exactly as Stanley would.
Gut, wir
That
müssen jetzt
means
nach links.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Na, das sieht doch schon besser aus.
Here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Was haben Sie denn hier Schönes gemalt? How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Okay. Better saved than profits? Business Goal 1. Okay. Everyone is unique, you most of all. Wo ist denn der Beamer? Ach, da oben. Number of slides on the slide. Hallo. Wer kommt denn ausgeschaltet? Der Beamer ist aber schlecht eingestellt, wenn er die halbe Decke beleuchtet. Lernt das, ist es wichtig, Leute. Ich frage das nachher ab. Oh, hier geht was kaputt. Out the duplicate. If you ever find yourself in the conflict with another diligent employment. Ach, solche da Karten. Na gut, wir gehen weiter. Oder?
Ja.
Ein Bild warten wir noch. Und Kim war so, oh. Broom Closet. Was ist denn Broom?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Na, unten geht's ja auch nicht. Sieht aus wie ein Haus bei Sims.
Ja.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Müssen wir den wirklich sagen?
Das wirst du doch sehen.
Was war
An
das?
dem Ding.
Wie hieß das Ding?
Nach 115. Aber du hast ja dort das Ding erstmal.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Ich drück mal nichts, ich sag das mal wirklich. Nachthai 115. Nightshark
I'm
115.
sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nachtshark
Okay,
115.
fine. You're not going to do it, but you know
Könnt's
what?
wahrscheinlich nicht tun.
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two
What the fuck?
doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
And
To walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
WTF?
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
Oh, der
I'll
Arme.
wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay. Loading. Ist war wirklich ein sehr kurzes Game. So, und wir sind wieder hier. Das Spiel geht im Kreis.
Du kannst jetzt wirklich versuchen.
Jetzt machen wir das, was wir machen sollen.
Ja.